My favorite cowgirl.
Is it your thumb or mine?
That's smoke, Janie. It's just a fire.
I understand the premise of what people are saying when they float these ideas around. And you'll find out what ideas I'm talking about in a minute. But I get what they're saying. I get what they're saying. However, I can only agree so far, then I have to separate myself from them. These are new times we're in. The fourth industrial revolution. So we've reached a point where the choosing of the lesser of two evils that we're making now are not like it was yesterday. Not like yesterday, because these days the stakes are higher because the few, they're trying to usher in a new age. So these days, oh well, it's probably always been this way. But these days, today we're taking turns with the same genie. You know how in every movie or TV show where somebody finds a genie and then that person who finds the genie is granted three wishes, and every time they have to spend their third wish, their last wish, on trying to undo their first two wishes. That's what we've been doing with the red and blue thing. You know how we'll want this person in and we'll want the other person out. Then when that person gets in, we want them out. That's what we've been doing. Spending our last wish trying to undo our first two wishes. And you know, it's one thing to have chosen a side in the red versus blue, and it's another thing to try to paint an image of one side being good and the other side being bad. That's two different things. But my position on choosing has always been, how fast do you want us to get there? And where's there? Here. Although they both have the same destination in mind for the public, one side will get us there quicker than the other one. But these days, I'm not even so sure about my own position. Which one is quicker, which one is slower. A lot has changed about that too. And I would have thought that enough people would have learned by now, especially after they let the COVID bug out on us. But not enough people learned. Or not enough of the right people learned, because we still have the same idea from the constituents that one side is good and the other side is bad. But since 2017, I've received more demonstrations of what I've been telling people for a long time about the red versus blue, left versus right. You know, Republican Democrat. Two wings on the same bird, the choosing of the lesser of two evils. And now, of course, we have the two main parties, Republican, Democrat. Then we have the others, the assorted nuts, like the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, the Independent, and the others. The others, let's just throw them all in one box and mark the box miscellaneous. Even the non affiliate, you know, people who have no party, miscellaneous or otherwise. I'm gonna throw them in the box with miscellaneous anyway. Because how this place works, it don't matter if you're affiliated or not. But there are these ideas, and I've talked about this a bunch of times over the years, and people have different reasons for floating these ideas around. And the ideas are that both parties are the same. And they are as far as endgame. I understand both parties have nothing but a bad ending planned for everybody. But one of the problems that I have with these ideas is that it ignores a lot of things. One of the things that these ideas ignore are the people. the constituents and their individuality. What makes them different from other people when it comes to their worldview? These ideas ignore that. Look, these political parties house these worldviews. A few examples. Do you think that the LGBTQIA could have pushed the stuff that they've been doing through the right?
Absolutely fucking not.
Do you think that the Heritage Foundation could have pushed Build a Wall through the left?
Absolutely not.
After seeing a cop blatantly murder somebody in cold blood, which side is the side that's more likely to come to the conclusion that he shouldn't have been resisting? He died from a drug overdose. Another example. When asked, what's inside of the womb of a pregnant mother? Which side is likely the side that will say, it's just a clump of cells? Not a baby, a clump of cells is in there. Which side is likely the side that will say it's an unborn child, and which side is likely to say it's just a fetus? Now, I know that everybody got the same answers to my rhetorical questions.
You're goddamn right.
So what I'm saying is that the parties are what houses the worldview of the people. And I don't think that my outlook is profound or, it's deep or scholarly or highly intelligent. I see it as basic understanding that people are people. 2 + 2 = 4. There's nothing deep about that. And the kind of people that I'm talking about, they got to know this. They got to know that there are positions and values that people have that are different from other people. So why do they do it? Why do they continue on with the ideas that there is no right or left? And like I said earlier, they have different reasons, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but they have different reasons for why they try to pound it into people's head that there is no right or left and two wings on the same bird. They have different reasons for doing that. And one of the reasons is that they want to appear to their audiences that they're taking a stand. But me, I don't see y'all as, and I say y'all because I know that some of the people that fit the description will see this video, but I don't see y'all as some rebellious individuals that are standing outside of the system. But that's what a lot of you portray yourselves to be, but I know better than that. I know better than that because I know how the political system works. Not entirely. Matter of fact, I don't believe that anybody knows everything about the system and how it works. Not even the people who are in it, who work for it. I don't even think they know entirely everything. But I know how it works. And how it works is regardless of if you're with a party or not, it's going to work anyway. Exactly like Wile E. Coyote and them, like them trains. Remember them trains? You don't need to be on the red or the blue or the miscellaneous track. It don't matter. It's going to go anyway. It's going to go with or without your participation. You don't need to be on the red or blue track or the miscellaneous track. There's a non-affiliate track too. Like, did you vote for Joe Biden? No. But the price of your gasoline still went up, didn't it? Did you vote for Donald Mr. Warp Speed Trump? No. But the National Guard still showed up, didn't they? You didn't like Kamala. Did you vote for her to be vice president? No. You didn't like Elon in there, but he was still in there even though you didn't vote for him to be in there, right? Which party did you vote for to have your box of cereal be damn near $11? Red, blue, miscellaneous, which one? None of them, right? But your cereal is still damn near $11, ain't it?
Hey.
So when I listen to the rebellious ones, I can't tell that politics don't matter to them because they're two wings on the same bird and all that. I can't tell because the people who try to convince other people that the sides are fake can't seem to stop talking about the effects of these fake sides. They complain about these sides, they issue warnings and cautions about these sides, and will even incite panic about what they're categorizing as fake sides. They're constantly talking about politics or its effects on social matters while simultaneously trying to convince their audiences that these parties don't matter. So I can't tell. But again, the parties house the mindset. The party's base is what's important when it comes to these parties, too. The mindsets or positions that people take, those are what's real. The parties can be fake if you want it to be fake, but the mindsets or positions that people take are what's real. So I look at these ideas that people float around as an attempt to get people to bury their heads in the sand and pretend that no train is coming if they just don't participate. Everybody has an opinion or position that they take when it comes to social matters. Everybody do. But I guess the kind of people that I have in mind must think that because they're not wearing a shirt that says Kamala 2025, that they're not a Democrat. Or they must think that because they're not driving around with a MAGA bumper sticker on their car, they must think that they're not a conservative or don't have liberal values because they don't have that bumper sticker. Or maybe they think that because they're not registered to either party that they're not part of this stuff or that they don't have a side in it. Now, am I saying that y'all have to care about politics? No, I ain't saying that. Do y'all have to care? No, you ain't got to care. No, you ain't got to care. Just stand right there and don't you move. This is y'all right here. This is you right here that don't care. This is you right here because this is how politics work. Minding your own business, but still about to get your block knocked off. Tied up in the system despite your lack of care and getting knocked in the head along the way. Get knocked in the head anyway. It's the mindset that's there. And the parties house the mindset. Like a church houses Christianity. Or Disneyland houses the mind of pedophiles. You like to harm children? Go work for Disneyland. You think adults should be able to fuck children? Join the Catholic priesthood. Or the nunhood. Yes, the women be molesting the girls. We already know about the men, but go look up the nuns with their nasty selves. They be doing it to the girls. But the red and the blue houses the people's perspective. As a matter of fact, that's the only way that the parties could have been formed and made into a thing in the first place. It's because the people's mindset had to already be there. They just needed a house. But the lesser of two evils. In choosing one. That's life, though. Yes, in life, we will sometimes have to choose between bad and worse. Relationships, for example, happens all the time where rather than have no one, some people will choose to have someone, even though that someone is no good for them. But being alone to that person would be even worse. Can't be by themselves, so choose someone. So, two wings on the same bird. Yeah, I agree. However, we're the body. Understand that. So it really doesn't matter if the two-party system is an illusion and it's actually a uniparty. It doesn't matter because those two wings are carrying us right along wherever that bird is going.